I am Ramana, Chemistry Department, associated with Narayana Medical Academy since 10 years. Here I am going to deal with coordination compounds. These coordination compounds are having so much importance, and this comes in modern techniques or modern science nowadays. So, we are going to understand what is meant by these coordination compounds first and how they are explained. The Werner is the scientist who explained first about these coordination compounds, and then afterwards how to name these coordination compounds. Then afterwards these coordination compounds are also exhibiting isomerism just like organic compounds. So, what type of coordination compounds are exhibiting isomerism? Then afterwards, how to understand the magnetic behavior and the structure of these coordination compounds, which are explained by valence bond theory, and whatever the color which is there for these coordination compounds is well explained by crystal field theory. And nowadays, if we are coming to these coordination compounds, they are having many applications in metallurgy as well as even in medicine also. So, all these ones they are present under these coordination compounds. What we are going to deal with this one. Okay. Today we are discussing about what are coordination compounds. So, how to understand these coordination compounds, what are coordination compounds. If I am selecting these type of ones, say such as PdCl2, or say for example FeCN taken twice, or say what means CuSO4, etc. These are very simple binary compounds. This binary means here palladium is one and chlorine is another one, like that. Iron is one component, cyanide is another component, copper is one component, sulfate is another component. So, therefore, these are said to be a very simple compounds which are so called as binary compounds. If you select these binary compounds, whenever they are taken as their aqueous solutions, that means we are selecting the solutions in water, and those are called as aqueous solutions. In these aqueous solutions, these substances they will be giving test for the component ions, test for component ions. That means I would like to select one more example, then we can understand very well. I am selecting an example FeCN taken twice, FeCN taken twice. It is dissolved in water which is said to be aqueous solution, and now it ionizes to give two types of ions, Fe+2 ion and Cn minus ion, cyanide ion, which are present in the aqueous solution. And we can test these ions by using suitable reagents. That means, if I am selecting this solution, then we can recognize the presence of Fe+2 ion and Cn minus ion individually. Now, what I am doing is, say for example, this is a solution which contains FeCN taken twice. For this one, what I am adding is another solution which contains KCN, potassium cyanide. This one is also aqueous solution. Now, this aqueous solution of potassium cyanide, it is added for this ferrous cyanide solution in excessive quantity. Then, if the solution is taken, that means I am selecting the mixture whenever these two solutions are added. I am expecting the solutions, that resultant mixture, it contains the ions such as Fe+2 and K plus ion and Cn minus ion. So, I am looking for the test for these ions such as Fe+2 ion, K plus ion and Cn minus ion. we are using a suitable reagent, then we are looking for the test for Fe+2 and Cn minus ion, but we are not able to get this type of ions. Instead of this one, a new ion is found, FeCN taken 6 times 4 minus, which is called as hexacyanoferrate ion 2. So therefore, this is a very new ion and we are not getting this type of ones in the solution individually as Fe+2 and Cn minus. So therefore, a new type of ion is formed which is known as complex ion. So how to understand this formation of complex ion and how it is formed, that is well explained by Werner, and he did this work by doing what means some electrical conductivity measurements and chemical reactions such as precipitating the substances, so that he could able to understand these ones, and thereby he put forward a theory called as Werner's theory, and now we will be going to discuss about this Werner's theory. Salts are two types. I am selecting a salt. Salts mainly these ones. The simple salts, as I told you just now, simple salt. The simple salt, a binary salt such as FeCN taken twice, which gives a test for Fe+2 ion and Cn minus ion. This type of salts are called as simple salts, and these simple salts are giving test for the individual ions present in that one. Now I am selecting another type of salts which are called as double salts. The double salts are the salts which are actually mixture of two simple salts and their aqueous solutions. If we are selecting aqueous solutions are selected, these aqueous solutions they are giving test for component ion, test for component ions. For example, if we are selecting a double salt, very simple double salt, what I am selecting is KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O. KCl is a salt and MgCl2 is another salt which is known as carnallite. This carnallite is taken, it is having KCl, MgCl2, and now if you test this aqueous solution, it gives a test for potassium ion, and it gives a test for magnesium ion, and it gives a test for chloride ion. So this type of salts are called as what means the double salts, such as these ones. If I am selecting what means another salt called as Morse salt. Morse salt is another salt which is actually having formula K2SO4 NH4 taken twice SO4 6H2O. This is Morse salt, and this Morse salt is giving a test for potassium ion and ammonium ion, NH4 plus ion, and as well as sulfate ion. So these are the salts which are there of combination of two simple salts and gives a test for all these ions, and such ones are called as double salts. Salts are the one which contains cation and anion. These are called as salts. There are various salts. These are called as simple salts which are containing what means a simple cation and anion and are named as simple salts, such as say for example what means, as I said, CaCl2 or MgCl2 or say NH4 taken twice, SO4 ammonium sulfate, etc. These are the ones which are called as simple salts. If we prepare aqueous solution of this type of simple salts, this one aqueous solutions are taken, then these aqueous solutions contains the individual ions and we can test for these ions. For example, if we are selecting ammonium sulfate salt, we can test for the salt, for the ions, ammonium ion as well as SO4 minus 2 ion, that means sulfate ion, by using suitable reagents. Double salts, another type of salts are called as double salts. Double salts are the salts which are the mixture of two simple salts, say such as what means Morse salt. A very best example is Morse salt. Morse salt is a mixture of FeSO4 ferrous sulfate and ammonium sulfate, which is hexahydrate 6H2O. It is called as double salt. Okay, the one it is containing the mixture of two simple salts. If you select the aqueous solution of these double salts, then these solutions are giving test for again the individual component ions present in them. That means this aqueous solution of Morse salt gives a test for Fe plus 2 ion as well as NH4 plus ion and SO4 minus 2 ion, sulfate ion. So therefore, double salts are the salts which are containing two simple salts as a mixture, and the aqueous solution gives a test for individual component ions. Next type of salts are complex salts. Complex salts. I am quoting here again a very simplest example, which is called as potassium ferrocyanide. The potassium ferrocyanide, it contains potassium ion and another ion is ferrous ion and cyanide ion. Three types of ions are there in the salt. But if you select the aqueous solution of these salts, it won't give a individual test for Fe plus 2 ion and Cn minus ion, and it will give a test for a new ion called as FeCN taken 6 times having 4 minus charge, 4 units of negative charge, which is known as a complex ion. And how these complex ions are formed and how to understand the formation of these complex ions and what is the structure of these complex ions and what is the magnetic behavior corresponding to these complex ions are well studied by Werner, and the theory which is explaining this type of formation of complexes mainly is known as Werner's theory, and for this work Werner got what means the Nobel Prize. Werner, he did the experiments by taking a complex cobalt chloride mixed with excess ammonia. That means first he has chosen say a simple binary compound COCl3. For this aqueous solution he added ammonia in appropriate proportions. In such a case he observed some facts, and the facts are some chemical analysis which are arrived from chemical analysis, and some facts are arrived from electrical conductivity measurements. What are the facts? If we are selecting 1 mole of COCl3 6NH3 which looks as yellow in color, and it gives or it is reacted with AgNO3 solution, then it produced 3 mole of AgCl. Whereas the same 1 mole of COCl3 5NH3 type of compound which is purple in color, and it gave 2 mole of AgCl precipitate with AgNO3 solution, and 1 mole of COCl3 4NH3 which appears as green color have given 1 mole of AgCl, while another type of compound also obtained by him 1 mole of COCl3 4NH3. That means the empirical formula it is the same, but their colors are different, and this one also gave 1 mole of AgCl. These are the chemical methods which has what he applied and he analyzed, and thereby he concluded all these ones are not the same type of component ions present in them, and along with that one he actually conducted some electrical conductivity measurements, and from that electrical conductivity measurements he approached these ones. The yellow color one what we are having, first one, it is giving what means a complex ion having formula CONH3 taken 6 times, having a charge 3 units of positive charge along with 3 chloride ions, and the conductivity measurement reveals that it is 1:3 type of electrolyte. As you know that an electrolyte is the substance which can conduct electricity. So, by taking this type of substance he got the measurement values corresponding to 1:3 type of electrolyte. Whereas the second type of complex which is purple in color, the purple colored one substance, it is giving a complex ion corresponding to COCl NH3 taken 5 times containing 2 units of positive charge along with 2 chloride ions, and it is known as 1:2 type electrolyte. Whereas the third one, the green colored one, and if it is taken the conductivity measurements, that is indicating the formula COCl2 NH3 taken 4 times plus and Cl minus, which corresponds to 1:1 type, as well as the same type violet colored one also corresponds to 1:1 type, and this is obtained from the work of electrical conductivity measurements. But then what is the difference between this green color and violet color? Later on it is found that these complexes are showing isomerism. One corresponds to trans isomer and this green color, and violet color this corresponds to cis isomer. So, how to understand these formations of these ions which are known as complex ions? Werner's theory. This Werner's theory is successfully explaining the basic formation of complex compounds or coordination compounds. According to Werner, the metal which is forming this type of complexes or the coordination compounds, these metals are showing 2 types of valencies. What they are named by him are primary valency and secondary valency. The primary valencies are normally ionizable, which are actually formed by the loss of valence electrons, and this primary valency is equal to its oxidation state, and these are actually having these are satisfied by what type of ions means negative ions. Again I want to check for this one, the primary valency. Metals are showing 2 types of valencies, primary valency and secondary valency. The primary valency of the metal is due to loss of valence electrons, which is equal to its oxidation state. Since the metal is losing electrons and it is forming cation, then that cation is attracted by the negative charged ions. That means the attraction forces which are developed are they are satisfied by negative ions. That means the valencies are satisfied by negative ions and they are ionizable, and such type of valencies are called as primary valencies. These are ionic in nature, the primary valency is ionic in nature, and as we said these are satisfied by negative ions and ionizable. In the aqueous solution, that ionizable ions are responsible for electrical conductivity, and since that attraction forces are ionic bonds, therefore these are non-directional ones. That means the primary valency is non-directional one, and generally that is indicated by dotted lines like this, dotted lines. So this is about what means the primary valency. Now, according to Werner, the metal is also showing another type of valency, secondary valency. The secondary valencies are non-ionizable. He is put forwarding the theory, that means the assumption. According to him, the secondary valencies are non-ionizable. Again, valency means we know that bonding capacity, that means the metal is forming or metal ion is forming certain bonds, and those bonds, they are satisfied by whom means they may be satisfied by neutral atoms or molecules or negative ions. So such type of valencies are called as what means secondary valencies, and these are non-ionizable, and this secondary valency is equal to coordination number. Generally that is represented by what means the thick line. So since they are more covalent in nature and they are not ionizable, so therefore these ones secondary valencies whatever there, they are bounded around the metal atom or ion in a particular manner. So therefore these ones are characteristic spatial arrangements and responsible for the molecular structure or geometry of the complex, such as what means tetrahedral or square planar or octahedral, like that. So these are the main points present in Werner's theory. So again I want to summarize a little bit. So in the formation of complex, the metals are showing two types of valencies. One is primary valency, another one is secondary valency. The primary valency is due to loss of valence electrons which is equal to its oxidation state, and these primary valencies, since the metal is forming cation, they are satisfied by negative ions and they are ionic in nature, non-directional, and they are ionizable. Whereas in the formation of complex, the metal is showing another type of valency called as secondary valency. The secondary valencies are non-ionizable and they are satisfied by either neutral atom or molecule or negative ions, and these secondary valencies are equivalent to its coordination number, and these secondary valencies which are having covalent in character, they are erasing the characteristic spatial arrangement for the complex and they are responsible for the geometry of the molecule.